UBC, inspiring Uganda. Up next on UBC, brought to you by...
Keep the lights on. Use Airtel Money to pay for all your Yaka bills conveniently. Open the My Airtel app to buy Yaka units. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Hello there, and welcome from me, Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, to our second and final edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. First though, let's have a look at our top stories. Stories tonight. Prime Minister Robin Nabanja launches the Presidential Advisory Budget Committee 2023-2024. Events promoter Abitex and Freedom City MC granted bail. Constitutional Court declares Section 25 of Computer Misuse Act null and void. And in sports, Vipers SC new coach tasked to achieve success. Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. My name is Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma. Let's get started. Prime Minister Robina Nabanja today launched the 2023-2024 Presidential Advisory Committee on Budget. The function took place at the office of the President Conference Hall here in Kampala, as we hear in this story.
The Presidential Advisory Committee on Budget is comprised of 25 members of parliament from the NRM party. These are in clusters of 5 members, making various subcommittees tagged to the priorities.
The budget strategy for the financial year 2023-2024 under the theme to restore the economy back to the medium-term growth path of 6 to 7 and to sustain Uganda's socio-economic transformation agenda, which aims at achieving the following 3 broad strategic interventions. 1. To mitigate the COVID-19 impact on business and livelihoods, to support the recovery of the economy by increasing access to capital, revamping health infrastructure and health systems, reducing vulnerabilities and ensuring access to education.
PACOB is charged with the responsibility of advising the President on how to effectively implement the NRM manifesto. Nabanja encouraged the committee to get back on priority areas and fast-track activities.
The budget we are looking at must focus on the following priority areas. 1. The construction of the standard gauge rail. We must start the construction and finalize the rehabilitation of the meter gauge rail. This will help this country to reduce on the losses we make, especially when it comes to the deterioration of our roads because of heavy trucks. We are going to invest in small-scale solar-powered irrigation schemes. We shall continue to construct power service stations and transmission lines. That's why my sister is here. The President has been very categorical when it comes to PDM. The Paris Development Model is our flagship program.
The government chief whip, Dennis Hampson Obua, who is the coordinator of the PACOB process, said the resolution to establish the committee was reached upon during the NRM retreat in Chankwanzi. Technical officers are also on board to offer guidance to this committee.
The Presidential Advisory Committee on Budget is supposed to ensure coordinated movement of troops while advising government, while advising MDAs on priorities that are anchored on the social contract that the National Resistance Movement government has with the people of Uganda.
The Finance Minister, Matia Kasaija, presented the National Budget Framework Paper for 2023-2024. He stressed the urgent need for the economy to create jobs.
Therefore, government expenditures will have to be constrained to fit within the expected resources for the next financial year, including certain obligations as they were detailed in the National Budget Framework Paper.
On his part, the Secretary to the Treasury, Ramadhan Gobi, cautioned the committee to drop the culture of having unfunded priorities.
I hate that terminology. If something is a priority, why is it unfunded? So we intended to drop that culture of unfunded priorities because it distorts the budget.
PACOB subcommittees include value addition, infrastructure, public sector productivity, among others.
Henry Okrut with that story. To Kasese now, where graduates from Mubuku Industrial Hub in Kasese district have been advised to make wealth from commercial agriculture, industries, tourism and ICT because the government has constructed roads, schools, hospitals and connected electricity to steer development. This was President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's message delivered to 188 graduates in hands-on skills by Jane Bareche, the State House Comptroller in Kasese district.
The State House Controller, Jane Bareche, has passed out 198 pioneer students at Mubuku Industrial Park Hub in Kasese district. The students were trained in fields of hairdressing, carpentry and joinery, tailoring and welding, and this will enable them to participate in the money economy.
They have empowered you to make money. For the carpenters, you will no longer look at trees as trees. You look at trees as furniture.
This, backed up by affirmative action, will support more enrollment of students in hands-on skills enterprise.
So instead of training 600 youths per year, let him give us a slot of about 2,000 per year. That one will solve the problem. I think it is a catch-21 solution.
Abana barure Bukonzo West tukeba komanisi. Abana barure Bukonzo East tukeba komanisi. Abana barure mu municipality tukeba komanisia. Abana barure Busongora North and South tukeba komanisia through the various leaders.
The students welcomed government support towards introducing the hub, where they have been able to produce locally made products.
Some of us who have just been on the village doing nothing, but after getting this school, also have got a skill.
For now, I know how to sew. I can cut different fashions. Like for today, we learned the fashion of the trouser.
We were just surrounding in the village we are there idle and we have got what to do. I can go from now and I make my money.
State House is going to put in place machines in relation to the skills trained at the facility to support students' products for commercial purposes.
I've already contacted Chigumba Training School for our welders. We are going to pick a number of them from the welding class and we upskill them to be ready for petroleum production in Ghana.
Courses like bricklaying and construction will be included in the enrollment at the Industrial Hub in the next intake. Best students were awarded certificates at the event.
To the courts of law now. Machindi Chief Magistrates Court has granted bail to music promoter Abe Musinguzi, alias Abitex, and Freedom City MC Elvis Juko over offences of negligence that led to death and injuries. Magistrate Iga Adiru said that the sureties presented were substantial.
Magistrate Igadiru has granted bail to music promoter Abe Musinguzi, alias Abitex, and Freedom State MC Elvis Joko, who had appeared before him at Machindi Magistrates Court in Kampala. The two are facing 11 counts of negligence that led to death and 2 counts of negligence that caused injuries to people during a stampede at Freedom City, leaving 10 people dead. Musa Kavuma, Juma Balunywa, Richard Goloba, Rollins Junju are among the sureties that stood in for the accused. In all, each of them was required to present 3 sureties. Elias Lukwago, a lawyer to the accused, said that the accused are not likely to interfere with investigations. However, prosecution led by Carol Pia objected to the application.
Have no capacity whatsoever or even appetite or propensity to influence or interfere with the state investigation.
They have pleaded not guilty to these charges, and as such, they are still presumed innocent. I do release them on bail on the following terms. Each accused person shall execute a cash bond of 2 million. Execute a cash bond of 2 million. Each surety is bonded 20 million. This is not cash.
The accused's legal team was pleased with the ruling.
We have put in our bail application. I'm glad that it has been entertained and a ruling delivered in a record time. And our prayers have been granted. They have been admitted to bail on fair conditions, I should say, because the state insists they are continuing with the investigations. And our call is that the investigations be conducted professionally, because in all this process they have manifested sloppiness in the way they have conducted these investigations.
Prosecution urges that Abitex, Duke and others still at large endangered people's lives by closing other outlets from the venue, leaving only one small gate which couldn't facilitate revealers to move out freely. Abitex had spent more than a week behind bars, and Freedom State MC Francis Elvis Juko has been on remand for a day. Rebecca Nantongo, Susan Nabugude, UBC News.
Thanks, Rebecca, for that story there. And we've got some rather sad news, that being the former State Minister for Public Service, Priska Bessie Mbaguta Sezi, is dead. And the program for the funeral is that on Wednesday, the 15th of January at 5 p.m. there will be a mass at plot 3 Lauderdale Road, Nakasiru, and on Thursday the 12th of January at 9 a.m. there will be a requiem mass at Christ the King Church, and then Thursday at 5 p.m. there will be mass at plot 3 Lauderdale Road, Nakasero, and on Friday the 13th at 12 noon mass and funeral service at the family home in Nsa Chira. That is the funeral arrangement for the late former State Minister for Public Service, Priska Mbaguta Sezi. And may her soul continue to rest in eternal bliss. Now, the Constitutional Court, in unanimous judgment of 5 justices of the court, has declared section number 25 of the Computer Misuse Act 2011 null and void. The justices unanimously agreed to quash the law, saying it was contrary to section 29A1 of the Constitution and the International Covenant on Freedom of Expression, which guarantees freedom of expression. Take a watch.
A 5-judge bench of the Constitutional Court, led by Deputy Chief Justice Richard Buteera, has unanimously quashed section number 25 of the Computer Misuse Act 2011, saying it's unconstitutional. They pointed that the section does not specify how a person's rights are violated, nor does it specify how and at what time the person is violated with his freedom, privacy and peace. The judges also added that, in accordance with Article 29, subsection A1 of the Constitution and the International Covenant on Human Rights and Freedom of Speech, the Act violates freedom of expression.
I'm very happy the Constitutional Court unanimously, every member of that bench said it was unconstitutional, it was illegal, and it was ambiguous, and it had to go because it is an affront to freedom of expression as enshrined in our Constitution in section 29 of the Constitution.
Court suspended all prosecutions under this section and ordered the government to compensate the plaintiffs.
All cases based on this offense have to collapse because the Constitutional Court is very clear saying stop enforcing it. So no one has a authority to enforce it, not the police, not the courts. They have to stop.
Lawyer Irokiza commented on the recent amendments made in line with the Computer Misuse Act of 2022, which he said violated the rights of Ugandans.
The purpose was also ominous. The government saw that it was this law, which is bad, which has been declared now, was inadequate to oppressors who use computers. They decided to tighten the belts, the nuts even more, hence the Computer Misuse Amendment Act of 2022.
Deborah Namamonde compiled this report.
Now, external labor recruitment companies under their umbrella body, Uganda Association of External Recruitment Agencies, have petitioned 2 of its members over 20,000 Uganda shillings additional fee for yellow fever vaccination. This is after learning that the funds go directly to the Association of Externalization of Labor Health Units organization account.
Uganda Association of External Recruitment Agents members have pinned their leader Beka Gava Akantambira and the Secretary General Winnie Catherine Banura over alleged fraud.
It has led to an increment even in the amount of money a client is supposed to pay for yellow fever vaccination. There is an extra 20,000 that is not accounted for. So we are here disgruntled, we need attention, we need to be helped. We as business owners, we are suffering, even other Ugandans. It is a general problem.
This is after learning that the funds go directly to the Association of Externalization of Labor Health Units organization account.
A money that has been allocated or in any government pocket, but it goes to their pockets. That's our concern. Why are we paying this 20,000? Our biggest question is, why are we paying this 20,000? Because this money has no allocation. It has nowhere it's going to go to their pocket. Let me give you an example, a brief example. In a day, Ministry of Health releases over 2,000 books, yellow fever books. Now if you count 2,000 or 4,000 books times 20,000, that goes to 40 million per day. This money goes to their pockets, minus any allocation.
They allege that the 2 leaders formed the Association of Externalization of Labor Health Units to regulate yellow fever vaccination of travelers exiting the country, thus exploiting them.
I think it's coming up with a table at the airport, you understand? Whereby when it comes up with a table, IAS won't be reviewing about whether the yellow fever book you have is true or it's not.
Created to extract money, to exploit money from Ugandans. because as members who deal in labor export, our clients are required to do a yellow fever vaccine.
They have filed a case against the two, demanding for a quick intervention on alleged abuse of office, extortion, and corruption, among others.
This company, I call it a company because we have made our own investigation. It is registered with URSP, and it has names of our chairman, Mr. Kantambira Baker, and also Miss Winnie Vanura as one of the proprietors. So we are wondering if our superiors don't have the same interests as us. It is really hurting. So we are disgruntled, we don't know what to do.
We have not received any complaint officially from either our members or the public, but of course it being an issue that has involved our chair and the Secretary General, we took it upon ourselves, based on what we saw on social media, to contact our lawyers who are Kampala Associated Advocates, to be able to get what we call legal guidance on what this implies to the association, but also to the status of those two mentioned persons.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC News.
A 90-year-old veteran in Kagadi, Peter Rugambwa, wants to be recognized with a medal on this year's Liberation Day. He says before his retirement, he served as a soldier and worked in many capacities.
Training in Zambia na marehemu mwenda ukwenarugayo nagaruka Mengo umusirikare nakora kwika umukumi wenda atano na mwenda.
A 90-year-old veteran in Kagadi district, Peter Rugambwa, is seeking for recognition by government. The veteran soldier once served as a bodyguard to the first president of Uganda. A daughter to this veteran soldier, Allen Tumwakire, says with the father working for government over decades, awarding him a medal will show gratitude for his work. Tumwakire father noted that when the father lost sight over Tokyo in the 1980s, life became hard.
Tiyafuna kugira ngo ayongeremo kugira ngo akatarahweza yobiro bundi ayongeremo muhona gurigwe nebitote yobira bibyire tarahweza na ndarenga nko kunda basa kugira ngo ndandi hano ndi kuri na nyina ganja maka.
Rugambwa is a resident of Nyamigisa B village in Mohoro sub-county, Kagadi district.
He just needs to be recognized at this year's Liberation Day. Youth activists are seeking for a platform that will create a hope for them during this era as the world moves fast in technological transformation. This was during the African Youth Partnership Project Dialogue at Makerere University here in Kampala.
Youth groups under the African Youth Partnership Platform have expressed concern over limited exposure. They want government to enable them gain skills in computer literacy.
As a country, if we are talking about ICT, there's no access to ICT. Broadband is not there. Even the cost of MBs in this country is way too high. So how do you even expect the young person to trade online when the cost for MBs and data is very expensive? Also, access to ICT training should go to the local person to ensure that even the local person, wherever they are, they can trade comfortably by accessing ICT services, internet services, to propel them economically, socially, and also politically.
The youth leaders are now demanding for accountability from elected leaders, especially from politicians.
This country cannot do much without the youth, but the youth have been abandoned. Youth are only catered for during politics. As long as election is done, the contract ends. We, the youth, are demanding that henceforth there should be meaningful discussion, there should be meaningful conversation that affects the young person positively, regardless of whether they are educated or not. There should be subsidies to support the young people so that they can progress.
This was during the African Youth Partnership Project Dialogue on research findings on youth in the education and economic sector held at Makerere University in Kampala.
Now, Bank of Uganda has tasked government to consider acquiring commercial loans with a maturity timeframe of 4 years. According to Bank of Uganda officials, Uganda's debt service payment in the next 4 years stands at $900 million US, and the country cannot stand a risk of adding more. Michael Atingiego, the Deputy Governor, Bank of Uganda, was responding to concerns on the budget framework paper for the 2023-2024 fiscal year during an engagement with the Parliamentary Committee on Finance. The Deputy Governor also advised government to be mindful of the growth-enhancing activities in its campaign relating to fiscal consolidation. We have more in this story.
Good morning, everyone.
Officials from Bank of Uganda, led by Deputy Governor Michael Atingiego and the Minister of State for Planning, Amos Lugolobi, appeared before the Finance Committee of Parliament to present the sector budget framework paper for 2023-2024.
It's not true that government has taken any advance from Bank of Uganda in the last 2 financial years under the PFMA Act of the 10% of the revenue. There were initial plans to take that advance in 2021-22 financial year, but that did not materialize.
The investment on the commercial oil production remains the top priority to boost the country's balance of international payments in the next 4 years, and is also seen as the main avenue to aid in the debt service payments. The Deputy Governor, Michael Atingiego, says the debt service payments in the next 4 years stands at $900 million, and the country can only acquire more commercial loans with maturity beyond 4 years time frame.
Because we don't want anything to mature within 4 years, since we are already laden with a $900 million debt service payment in the next 4 years.
In terms of the amount of money we are spending, we have reduced, and for those numbers, we have reduced our appetite for borrowing, considering what is happening on the financial market.
But the members of parliament are suspicious of the possibility of the projected commercial oil production failing to progress as speculated by government.
If you are able to identify the risk, why weren't you able also to identify the corresponding mitigating measures to address that particular risk?
As it is today, we have all the necessary legal frameworks in place, and we are busy implementing all the interventions that are required in this sector. So we are still on schedule.
So are you suggesting...
But at the same time,
are you suggesting
we need to emphasize, like the governor is indicating, the issue of enhancing our exports, the export sector to continue performing. And that's why we are looking at more commercialized agricultural production, investments in tourism.
In the government plans to cement the resilience of Uganda's economy towards growth, fiscal consolidation tops the campaign to keep a vibrant, productive economy by increasing revenue and reducing on the government expenditure. However, Bank of Uganda officials warn against a move which will affect growth-enhancing activities. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gwitabinji, UBC News.
Transport to the wrong person. Here's how to reverse it with MTN Mobile Money. Dial *165#. Select My Account. Select Initiate Reversal. You will see your last 3 transactions. Select the transaction you want to reverse. Enter your mobile money PIN, and you'll get an SMS confirmation that the transaction has been blocked from being withdrawn. And that's it. Please note, only transactions that haven't been withdrawn can be reversed.
Introducing the all-new Roofing's TMX 500C rebars with cut and bend surfaces. Roofing's, strength of a nation.
The festive season is here and it's Christmas in 4G from Airtel. Get the most affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda, now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes! 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones this holiday season.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instantly and 100% double data on all weekly and monthly bundles for 3 months. Get one today while stock lasts from the nearest Airtel shop. Happy holidays this festive season with Airtel, the smartphone network.
Tosoka nompa hemanga tona dinda yenyonta esuse kodia abasoga myuse nenkalama teriwa nenyula jonyambe umpe okuhema cause I love you hema everybody know oh hema maziganga gampomela.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF. Paying your bills the old way.
Let's go. Just need to buy some power.
Paying your bills with the My Airtel app.
Bro, there's a line.
You have the power in your pocket. The power to instantly pay your bills hassle-free. Unlock that power with the My Airtel app. Visit the App Store or Google Play now.
Oh, you're back.
Over the years, we've dreamed to get onto the world stage. We've had that dream crushed. We've witnessed a total defeat of what could have been our greatest moment. We've felt our spirits go up, only to take a hard fall. We've had our fires burn out and leave only scars. We've seized the wind and had it pulled from our grasp. We've seen pain and we've seen loss of the last fragments of hope. But we are made of resilience, and resilience never stops dreaming. So we will dream even bigger with the Cranes Cup Bowl 2026. Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup.
Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup. For every Now Special you buy, we will give 50 shillings to the Uganda Cranes 2026 fund. You will also get the chance to choose how the Cranes Cup Bowl contributions are spent. Now Special, official beer of the FIFA World Cup and official beer partner of the Uganda Cranes.
Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome back from that break, and this is our second and final edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. My name is Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma. Now, the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao, has warned against radicalism and spreading false narratives among Uganda's political class. Take a watch. We apologize for that, but let's move on now. And Kampala Metropolitan Traffic Police has re-echoed that all non-compliant taxi and bus operators will soon have no room of operating along major roads and highways in a move that's aimed at curbing down road accidents, which are on the rise in the country. This has been resounded by the KMP Traffic Commander Lawrence Nwabine while attending a road safety retreat of taxi operators held in Kamengo, PG District.
All bus owners are hereby instructed.
On Monday 9th January 2023, police issued new guidelines to all passenger taxis and buses across the country.
It has come to our attention that you find two different companies are sharing one route chart, which is wrong. It ends today and now.
This has been re-echoed by the Kampala Metropolitan Traffic Police Commander Lawrence Nwabine.
We are also increasing the number of CCTVs on the highways, and therefore those CCTVs will help us to get some of these bad people.
Nwabine has been this Tuesday afternoon attending a one-day sensitization retreat for taxi operators convened in Kamengo, PG District.
We have a big problem of Njaga drugs consumption in the transport industry. Whether taxis, buses, trailers, commercial vehicles, or border, we have a big problem.
According to police, although there is need in improvement of roads, users must be vigilant.
Abavuga emmotoka ezisaabaza abantu kigenda ppaka katako okuddayo okutendekebwa okulaba nga muvuga ebidduka bino mu butuufu byabyo naye bagenda kubuulira bakama bammwe b okutendeka okwo lwe kugenda otandika mulambikibwe bulungi ku bye mulina okukola nga musaabaza abantu ku nguudo.
Era wensabira omukulu wa poliisi akwatagane wamu n'omukulu wa yunula okusobola okujja okuzibikira ebinnya ebiba bizze ku luguudo okwo mu budde bwennyini ebinnya ebyo nga byakagendawo.
The one-day retreat was intended to bridge the gap and flow of information between taxi operators and law enforcers.
Taxi tuli bangi tusaanako eddoboozi ery'amaanyi nga liva mu ffe tetusobola omulimu gwa taxi ogenda mu maaso kubanga omulimu guno mu mirimu gyonna nekolera gyange kumpi gusinga.
So kyetubadde twagala okuweza ne poliisi tukolagane ne poliisi tugiraga abantu abatuufu abatuuse okuvuga emmotoka so n'abagula emmotoka bazireete ku masiteegi agaliko obukulembeze obutuufu tuziwe abo ddala abatuufu abatuuse okuvuga emmotoka.
Currently, the country is witnessing an increase in road accidents, with many of them being attributed to undisciplined usage of roads and major highways. Robert Onyango, UBC.
Now, head teachers and private school owners have disagreed with the government directive stopping schools from increasing school fees. According to them, government should have first consulted them before issuing the directive, which does not favor them. The chairperson of private school owners, John Bosco Mujumba, says as stakeholders, mediation is seen as key.
The government recently issued a directive to all schools not to increase school fees minus guidance from the government. It is for this reason that the chairperson of the Uganda private schools asserts that this directive did not issue in a humanitarian way as the major stakeholders were not consulted.
You cannot regulate fees where you are not putting anything input there in private schools. It is the parents to negotiate with us. We call them give bursaries. All that depends consultation of the stakeholders. You never made a proper consultation. The church leaders have their schools, the mayor they have their schools, have they? Is that a consent? Therefore it is a problem.
The principal of Mother Care Primary School Maya does not differ from Mujumba.
I think it is an effect because it triggers some schools like the private ones in the development, putting up new structures, because we can't do it as a sole proprietor. Of course, we have to look at the parents.
Meanwhile, children from low-income earning families have applauded Nixim International Development Organization, NIDO, a non-government organization, for supporting them through sponsoring them to acquire education.
We worked with the chairman of the LC, who identified the girls who were most in need, and so we filled those places. For the 20 places here, it was a football bursary, so we selected from among our members.
This organization started the initiative of identifying children from ghetto areas and support them to prevent them from becoming criminals in the areas, as the regional officer of NIDO emphasizes.
The founder of the organization, Mr. Henry Okenge, is a traveled conservation officer. So, him having the passion for wildlife, he came up with this idea and started NIDO in a bid to support children whose parents, guardians, are playing a vital role at the frontline conservation.
Emmanuel Jal, a trainer of these children in sports, music, among others, says the initiative has changed many children's attitudes and behaviors.
To fight the Sudanese Arab government, where they have the back of the Arab. The Ugandan used to come with their tanks, they were skilled, and they would make the situation soft for us to move forward.
Some of the beneficiaries appreciated the initiative and pledged to be the lead advocates for peace among the youth.
Every kid is from different area, but some of them, they have some manners, but we first learn to handle them, how we can handle them. Then after, we combine them.
Now, leaders of ghetto, slum and suburb dwellers in Uganda have attended a skilling training on how they can participate in different government projects in order to improve their livelihoods.
All youths residing in ghetto and suburb areas benefit from government projects. To ensure his directive worked, he entrusted the responsibility with the Brigadier General Christopher Damlida, the Director of Crime Intelligence and the Head Ghetto Affairs from State House, Major Emmanuel Kutesa. The two have started nationwide sensitization and training campaigns to effect the President's directive.
I appreciate the kind of projects that some of the ghettos are trying to carry out.
The campaign is to see these leaders sensitize their subordinates about government programs through their circle groups.
Trainers there, we want to bring our understanding, we as the ghetto leaders, that at least we can be in a position also to be part of the beneficiaries of the government program. It is only one way we as leaders to get through the government, we should first get the knowledge to change our mindset such that we can be beneficiary of the government program.
Luli tebayinanga suubi ng'amaanyi gabagwamu naye okuva enteekateeka ya ghetto structure bwe yajja abaana baafuna essuubi baafuna amaanyi kati bakola era olwaleero bazze wano kusoma bya sako gavumenti egenda bateeramu ssente era tugyeyanza nnyo twebaza nnyo omukulu pulezidenti ow'eggwanga lino n'ebitongole ebirala ebya gavumenti.
The training was led by the manager institutional development at Microfinance Support Center, Godfrey Mangeni, who cited mindset change among the disciplines addressed to the leaders.
We are here to empower these leaders in managing the operations of these circles. We want them to manage the members' savings, members' share capital, manage these resources prudently to ensure that we have sustainable circles in these ghetto communities.
The Director Crime Intelligence Brigadier General Christopher Damlira asserts that the training will empower ghetto youths with adequate knowledge for development.
This is part of the several exercises that we've been carrying out to empower the ghetto. We deemed it right that the leaders of those circles need to have some training necessary for them to run their circles effectively. We are getting a number of facilitators so that by the end of the 5 days of this workshop, these leaders of the ghetto youth circles have been prepared enough to run their circles.
Ghetto and suburb areas are known for high crime rate and threat to society, but the head ghetto affairs at State House, Major Emmanuel Kutesa, is pretty sure this will be ended if youths got busy with work.
Came up with this program because he knew that all the government programs are not touching to the ghetto, because even in the ghetto there are disabilities there, and they are considered in the structures in their ghettos. Even they are considered in the projects which they are starting. Not only the people who are not, all the type of people who are in the ghetto are included. After skilling, after giving them projects, after doing everything, we are going also to focus the numbers of the young youth people who are supposed to be in school. How are we going to skill them? How are we going to help them?
The training will last for a week and youths are expected to benefit.
Mana lie, umana cheat, umana lie.
Mana lie, mana cheat, mana lie.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC News.
Well, that story brings us to the end of that segment, so we'll take another short break and return with business news.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery.
Fun battery phone.
Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Capote Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Capote deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Capote Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC. Introducing the all-new Roofing's TMX 500C rebars with cut and bend surfaces. Roofing's, strength of a nation.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
The 37th National Resistance Movement Liberation Day is here. This will be celebrated on the 26th of January 2023 under the theme, our tireless effort to transform Uganda is a promise we can't afford to fail. The NRM government has made a lot of achievements in the different sectors like infrastructure development, health sector, ICT, agriculture, education and sports, trade and industry, not forgetting peace and security. This year's event will be held at Kakeka Grounds, Kakumiro Town Council, Kakumiro District. Long live NRM, long live Uganda.
Welcome back. Let's have a look now at the latest in business. Government needs to upscale on the equipping status of schools as a pathway to realizing every bit of the new curriculum that matches the international standards. According to Muhammad Kachika, the head teacher, Vienna College, limitations in access to world-class equipment is the only factor pitting the national curriculum to international standards.
Uganda's education sector has been running on an old curriculum. However, recently government rolled out a new curriculum seeking to produce graduates with hands-on skills. Already, there are schools like Vienna College that offer an international curriculum that produces exactly the desired products. Muhammad Kachika, the head teacher of Vienna College, says with the recently rolled out curriculum, Uganda's education sector will soon match the international standards.
And it will really transform the education system into this country. And it will make our children as competitive as any other student globally. It's only where my concern is that such a well-tailored curriculum requires a lot of complements to move along with. So my appeal to the government is to facilitate that very beautiful curriculum to be implemented well. There are certain things that it requires. It is no longer teacher-centered, it is student-centered, but there are certain requirements that must be provided to enable that curriculum to be delivered very well.
He was speaking after the release of the October-November 2022 Cambridge examination results, in which girls outperformed their male counterparts.
Batania is the best candidate in mathematics with 98%.
Been the best student here in Vienna College with 4 stars. I'm very grateful to God.
Even with the hiccups suffered during the COVID-19 lockdown, the students managed to perform beyond expectation.
I want to become a cardiologist. It has really helped me. I have a goal to help in our country as much as possible, and I realize that we do not have as many as that type of specialized doctor in Uganda.
I want to do mechatronics engineering, which is a combination of electrical, mechanical, robotics and automation, and it's something that is applicable to the real world that is coming up, the technology, and I want to be in manufacturing plants and make the latest technological items around, especially in the medical field and in communications.
Parents should also encourage their students, because I've always encouraged my girl. Amori is there for her in case of anything. She's free with me. She can always tell me anything. And at times when she has any disturbance at school, she's also very free to share with me what she's undergoing. And then I keep encouraging her, praying with her and encouraging her.
Parents should take initiative to motivate the kids to get to do hard work on the subject where they are weak.
Dorcas Kimono, UBC TV News.
Uganda People's Defence Forces Engineering Brigade is to complete works on the Entebbe Airport Terminal and canopy in the next 5 months. During inspection of the progress of works on this project, the head of Monitoring and Evaluation Committee, UPDF, Major General Henry Matsiko, said they are in discussions with MDA to come up with specifications.
Uganda People's Defence Forces Committee on Monitoring and Evaluation has inspected projects under the UPDF Engineering Brigade. They have visited Entebbe Airport, where the force is constructing a terminal, and Kajansi, where it's constructing an oxygen plant near National Medical Stores.
On ground is an oxygen pump base and the oxygen cylinder already procured. The construction works are expected to take about 6 months.
Plant that is going to be producing oxygen to other national referral hospitals and regional hospitals, and then we are going to provide a fence. We are going to put a parking where the vehicles will be parking as they wait for the oxygen to be delivered to those health facilities. We are going to put a road, and all this work is supposed to take 6 months. We had told you the project cost is 568 million, done in 6 months.
Then inspected the project of completion of Entebbe Airport Terminal under the Civil Aviation Authority being constructed by the UPDF Engineering Brigade with consultants from Sentogo and partners. Works here are at 42%. The team observed that firefighting pipes had been already installed and wires for bulbs were being fixed. Engineers on this site also said the canopy works are at structure steel level.
We are still within the budget framework. We are within the cost. We have so far consumed 32% of the project cost, and yet we have achieved 42% of the works done. So done is to begin works on a critical path, so that once we finish those works on the critical path, then they can enable us to do these other activities to complement the ones on the critical path, and then we finish in time. I heard you were...
The engineer on both sides raised an issue of extravagant specifications by the MDAs.
From what they briefed us, they carried out a review, and they are now within the reasonable specifications. For example, you may be having things which can be got in the country, and our engineers are keen.
Consultant appreciates UPDF for being compliant to the project design and doing work effectively.
Be conforming to our instructions, but to everybody's surprise, they are conforming to the instructions more than even the civilian contractors. And now we are working as a team. Actually, what we came up now is a concept of working as a team.
Uganda People's Defence Forces Engineering Brigade was contracted to do works at the terminal within a period of 1 year. It expects to complete it within 5 months. I'm Navka Farida and Stephen Kalisia.
Sports news now, and Route 256 in Lugogo, Kampala has hosted the belated Fortibet Real Stars Sports Monthly Awards for December. There were rewards for athletes from 7 disciplines that were decorated. Here is our reporter John Barnes Sentamo with more.
Bouts of the 6 bouts that he fought in.
The Fortibet Real Stars Sports Monthly Awards for December have been held at Route 256 in Lugogo. Badminton player Fajila Shamika, runner Priska Chesanga, cricketer Francon Subuga, football player Patrick Kadu, rugby star Chris Lubanga, netballer Christine Namurumba and boxer Ukasha Matovu were the best in their disciplines.
I'm really glad I got it. This is my second time receiving it. The season has been good and I've been focused.
The awards Chief Executive Officer Isaac Mukasa expects this year to evolve into a better scheme. The Fortibet Real Stars Sports Monthly Awards have been since 2018, rewarding the best athletes. John Barnes, Sentamo, YBC News.
Vipers Sports Club has named a new coach to replace Robertinho Oliveira, who joined Tanzania's Simba SC. Club president Lawrence Mulindwa tasked the new coach on minimum targets, but importantly, identifying a brand for what he calls Uganda's best football institution.
Vipers Sports Club's new Brazilian coach Luis Bianchi has been given several parameters to deliver during his 2-year contract at the reigning Uganda Premier League champions, that also became the second Uganda club to qualify for the lucrative CAF Champions League group stage.
Of course, you need a coach who is proactive at the same time when he's self-motivated and ready to push Vipers Sports Club to the next level. We are at continental level. We need a coach who is ready to build the team and be able to compete with other teams. And of course, building a formidable team that is able to, one, to defend the Premier League. We are current defending champions of Uganda in the Premier League, Star Times. You are aware of that. We need a coach who is able to compete favorably for CAF Champions League. And of course, we want also a coach who is able to give us joy and entertainment through attractive and beautiful football throwing. We want a coach who gives equal opportunities to every player that we have in the team, by identifying their strengths and weaknesses and develop them further. Because our club, we believe, is a professional team, and therefore everyone who is there we can have. And lastly, we wanted a coach who has vast experience.
56-year-old Bianchi is to be assisted by Roberto Martinez and Richard Waswa, while Ibrahim Mugisha is in charge of goalkeepers. He believes that the task ahead is Herculean but achievable with teamwork and dedication. He is proud of knowledge of African football following stints in Angola with clubs like Petro Atletico and Inter Club, and also the national team. Internationally, he's been to Kuwait, Spain, and Indonesia. Vipers SC will be in CAF Champions League Group C that has Horoya Athletic, Simba SC, and starts on February 10th, 2023 against Moroccan outfit Raja Casablanca.
We have a strong group, but we are going to work to always get the best.
Defense of the Uganda Premier League is still on hold, but upon resumption, they will start the serious quest to defend the title from third position, 2 points off table leaders, KCCA, that has 29. John Barnes, Sentamo, UBC News.
And we finally come to the end of this second and final edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV this Tuesday, the 10th day of January 2023. Thank you so much for having kept us company. My name is Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma. See you at some other time, but for now I'll leave you with the weather forecast for tomorrow with Kutesa Mili at the Weather Center in Entebbe.
Thank you for tuning on UBC. My name is Tessa Mili with your weather update. We are still having thunder showers here and there, most parts of the country. Those sunny intervals are dominating most parts of our country. Seeing the satellite picture, we are having a rain belt retreating from the southern sector, coming back into our country due to the highs over the tip of South Africa that are pushing it towards our country. Nevertheless, we are having moist winds that are coming from the Siberian ridge coming into our country, enhancing our wet activities here and there in most parts of our country, mainly the southern sector. Tomorrow morning, we expect to wake up with thunder showers across the capital city, Kampala, but the rest of the central part is expected to wake up with sunny intervals. Western region is expected to wake up still with sunny intervals, apart from Masindi, where we're seeing isolated showers, and the eastern stretch, we are having sunny intervals across Salty, Jinja, and Tororo with light isolated showers. The northern part of our sector in the morning hours is expected to have sunny intervals. Afternoon hours, we are seeing a pickup of light isolated showers most parts over the central, more especially across in Masindi at a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius, around our capital city Kampala with 26, apart from Nakasongola we are seeing 28 degrees Celsius. In the western stretch, we are still having thunder showers dominating most parts of that side, whereby Kasese is having thunder showers at a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius, and the rest of the place with thunder showers covered with a lowest of 21 degrees Celsius. Eastern part of our country is expected to continue with sunny intervals at a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius. The northern sector of our country is expected to have sunny intervals continuing at a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. Is moving out of Uganda, visiting the few cities across the globe. We are having light isolated showers across London at a maximum of 11 degrees Celsius, Dubai, Cairo, New York, and Nairobi with sunny intervals at a maximum of 28 degrees Celsius across the neighborhood of Nairobi. Though New York is a little bit chilly with 5 degrees Celsius only. Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Tessa Mili. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.
BBC, inspiring Uganda.